Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and today we're going to Eve, but first, before that happens, the 5 trainer with Ankro, Dathan, Voltion, Marindel, and Alexander, some of the first guys to go out there and set up permanent operations on Minmus, they're finally coming home to get their double stars. They've obviously all been to Minmus. I am pretty sure they've all landed flags, or planted flags, and they've all been outside of Kerbin's sphere of influence. And they're coming home on this thing. This is I had told you before that I was going to show you this. That's why I'm showing it to you now. But these are the Mark II of my 3 lifters that got me off of Kerbin. And I, instead of just dropping them back on Kerbin, I sent them all the way to Minmus, left Kerbin's sphere of influence, and came back with this little pod with these guys on it. And this thing is going to land upside down. And I'm kind of excited about it. So we're going to see how it fails now. Okay, we are in the sphere of influence. This is kind of a fast landing. Hopefully it'll be a semi-flat area that we land on. So far it's looking like it might not be. Looks like we'll pass those hills there. And there are a lot of chutes on this thing, obviously, because there's a lot of things in here. I may not have even had the big chutes, but I wanted them radial anyway, so it would have taken extra work to put the big chutes anyway on this thing. Turn off SAS, let this thing do what it wants. We should probably get the landing gear down, because the landing gear is a very important part of this thing. And yes, everybody's upside down. Let's assume the chairs were designed for this. Now, I did test this thing, but it had a lot less fuel in it. And I can't run the engines to slow it down. But it looks like we're going to be, under 8 meters per second? Oh yeah, this will be an easy landing here. The intrepid heroes are coming home. Nice landing. We got 38 grand left. Not that it matters. We've got 6.4 million. And everybody is at level 3 except for Alexander. Oh, and Marindel. Oops. You guys are at level 2. Sorry. I apparently never planted flags with you guys. I'm probably not going to fix that. You guys are just going to remain at level 2. Because there's a lot of things to do in this series that aren't on camera. And, yeah, that's just the way it's going to work. You guys will have your place. Also, I have installed Kerbal Inventory System, which requires Kerbals to be engineers, and in order to use the functionality of that system. This is going to eventually completely supplant Kerbal attachment systems, a way of doing things. But anyway, onward to Eve. But first, really quick, I would like to introduce you to Michael Kerman, our newest astronaut. He wanted to be an engineer. Wolf, I'm probably going to switch you to being an engineer as well, and I think I'm going to switch all scientists to being engineers. Scientists have no role anymore in my space agency, which is kind of amusing, because I've unlocked everything, and I don't actually get any benefit from science anymore. Pilots are still useful because sometimes I don't have probe cores, but engineers are all the rage now. And speaking of engineers, you'll notice that I have 42 people out in space, and I would like to show you where they are now. They flew this thing, which looks kind of like a plane, but it's not. It actually, to me, it looks a little bit like a Viking ship, which is going to come into play in a little bit here. But Blizzy, Steven, Raffo, and a couple other guys, Alexander, who just landed on the ground a few minutes ago, according to you guys, came up here, brought a whole bunch of drones up into this thing here, and they are building the Jewel Nar. And a Nar is a Viking ship that is used for trade, which I thought was very appropriate for a ship that's going to go up to Jewel and drill stuff. So that's going to be ready in 21 minutes. Let's go ahead and let that happen now. Okay, and I don't know if this is going to blow up because I made it kind of crazy. So I just did a quick save, and I'm willing to throw this thing away if it blows up. So just so you know. Here we go. Wham! There she is. 4 kilometers away from the station. but let's make sure it's actually in orbit. It is. I don't know why it got put so far away from the station, but at least it didn't explode. It is completely out of fuel, which implies it's probably also completely out of monoprop, which means we have to come over here and claw onto this guy. Oh, this is a problem. We need to claw onto this guy and then dock the claw back to the station, because this guy has no way of getting back to the station himself, which is annoying. But there he is. Here's the NAR, and it's supposed to look. It's actually upside down, which is a little annoying. He also doesn't have reaction wheels. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I didn't put reaction wheels on this guy. Oh no, he doesn't have. Why doesn't he have control? He's got 2 probe cores. Maybe there's just a bug. Let's F5 and F9. I also can't hit F5. Okay, let's go back to the Space Center. Now let's go back to the NAR. He still has no ability to be controlled, even though he has 2 probe cores and a full charge of electricity, which is kind of scaring me. But let's go ahead and get a Kerbal over here. I kind of wish now that this thing here had a way to hold a Kerbal on it, because we're gonna have to go over to the NAR. It's ahead of us in orbit somewhere, or no, it's behind us in orbit somewhere. It's weird. It's in our exact orbit, but 4 kilometers away, and I can't see it. I'm going to reload the game because there's something weird going on. I should be able to see it as a little marker because it's only 4 kilometers away. So let's go ahead and exit out of the game. I'll be right back. Okay, well, I reloaded the game. I still can't control the NAR, but I can see it over here. So we are going to arm this claw. We're going to control from the claw. We are going to, I guess we're going to plot a maneuver node because we're far enough away. I don't know how. See, it says at external launch pad. That might be the problem. It's at some launch pad, and I need to undock it from that launch pad in order to do anything. And I can't, if you look here, actually, if you look here, this is the only launch pad that this place has, and it doesn't have, like, release as an option. I think I need to ask on the forums about what to do about that. So, tell you what, let's rally on regardless. I'm going to leave that thing in orbit because I don't have a lot of time to play the game right now, and I need to get the Eve stuff done so I can upload it for you on the 20th. So let's go ahead and just put this guy back, and I will see you as we're coming into Eve's sphere of influence. Okay, just showing you what I'm doing here. I've got Gilly orbiting this way. I'm going to be coming in this way and swinging around Eve this way. So I'm giving it a little bit more thrust so that my resultant trajectory is really close to Gilly's trajectory. So that when I aerobrake around Eve, when I come in, I will be aerobraking so that I am moderately coplanar to Gilly. And more importantly, so that my apoapsis out here is close to Gilly's plane so that when I do the actual plane change maneuver, things will happen. I think this is the way to do it, but I don't know that for a fact. That's just the way things work. Okay, trajectories. Show us what's going to happen. We do not want fixed body mode. We want regular mode. Okay, oops, and we want trajectories to stay on. There we go. Okay, right now we are going to crash and die into Eve. We don't want to do that, so we want to go anti-radial. Or actually, no, radial. We want to go regular old radial. We want to burn ourselves out. And we don't have very much fuel. We have 700 meters per second of fuel here. So I'm trying to use the fuel very sparingly because this run took a little bit more than I expected. I'm not going to lie. So as soon as this aerobraking doesn't... Okay, there we go. And this is actually looking pretty good. Although it could be better. And I might look into ways to fix that, but I want to aerobrake so that we go out pretty far. Not that far. That's kind of weird that it... Oh, that was my second burn? Okay. That was actually predicting my second orbit after the first aerobrake. I'm just tapping. Okay, that's what I want. What I really, really want. Now, in order to bring this down, is there a way to do that? Of course, there's even a way to put a frickin' squad. Your game is not ready for release. Okay, let's add a maneuver here and then drag this thing to the point where... There we go. Drag it up here. Of course, squad deletes the thing. Okay. Let's use a mod that should be stock to bring this thing out reliably. Thank you, Precise Node, for not sucking. And of course, we lose our trajectory when we do that. But what we want is we want this thing to be farther south, I think. Yeah, not 100 though, obviously. If we bring this thing farther south, just a little bit. So let's aim anti-normal. And delete this maneuver node. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little bit of burning and see if that actually brings this down. If it does, we're awesome. If it doesn't, we're not. It's just, I think it will save more fuel doing it now as opposed to doing it, doing this burn here instead of way out here. It is not bringing it down, it's bringing it up. So let's go normal. And that's not doing what I want either, so I'm going to cut my losses and end it right now. So we're going to set Gilly as our target. We are going to come through and do our aerobrake, and we are going to do that with the solar panels in. Treat us well, Eve. Do what our trajectories tool said you were going to do. Yeah, we will someday try to mine something off of Eve, just not this day. Okay, I think we're out of Eve's sphere of influence now. Or out of Eve's atmosphere now. Apparently we need a second aerobreaking. Or no, we don't. That's so weird. It says we're leaving this way. But we are out of Eve's atmosphere. This is no good at all. This is no good at all. Let's turn trajectories off. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't even know what it's telling me here. It's telling me after I leave sphere of influence, I'm going to come back and get this. But we need to retrograde here. And we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, sadly, which means we're going to waste some fuel. Fuel we can't really afford to waste. We may be sending you guys a rescue mission, but hopefully we won't waste too much fuel. We should still have well over 500. Okay. we have almost 600. So, okay. Ascending node. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we need to, let's see, this is the ascending node, so we need to burn down and retrograde. Actually kind of close to an encounter, which is kind of interesting. And then retrograde. Let's see what this does here. I actually think we're gonna get a Gilly encounter here. A little bit north still. Look at that. It's like we planned it. Now, 271 meters per second, that's gonna eat a lot of our fuel. But there is pretty close to literally nothing we can do about it. Let's focus you on Gilly and see if we can stop with, let's see, 275. That's about half of what we have. If we can stop with 275 meters per second, 452, that is not gonna cut the mustard. Well, we're in orbit around Eve. That's something, isn't it? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get all the solar panels out, Because we're never doing this again. Ah, man, that sucks. We got everything we needed, but we're a couple hundred meters per second off, which is probably this aerobreaking failing. No, I'm not going to even bother checking that. I was thinking if I decouple these two things, but the prograde, the normal move by itself is 155, which is going to leave us with 4. Oh, that is really close. Let's save this, because it's not going to be 155. It's going to be more than that. So if we zero this out, so all we get is the normal burn. We're still off by 6.2 degrees. So we need to still burn more south to get these guys the same, and also a little bit retrograde to stay in the sphere of influence. That ups it to 187. This is the bare minimum burn we have to match ascending nodes with Gilly. That's 200. Out of 600 is going to leave us 400. If we then aerobrake down to here, that might be enough to get in orbit around Gilly. And once you're in orbit around Gilly, you can almost land with suit thrusters. And we don't have any monoprop on this ship, so we don't have any monoprop thrusters. We're going to try it. I've got to start burning right now. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to kill the maneuver node. And we're going to watch our descending node come down. Okay, as soon as that's at 0 or very close to it, that's when we'll stop. Okay, we're at 0. So that is perfect. Okay, now trajectories come back on. Apparently, we will come down and die here, which doesn't seem reasonable to me. Nope, it is reasonable. So we need yet another maneuver node here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tap the shift key and I'm cycling between shift and X. I'm holding. Oh, there's my thing. We're going to just burn until it's perfect. And assuming it doesn't actually end up being perfect. That's as perfect as I think it's going to get. Assuming it doesn't end up being perfect, I am going to reserve the right to restore from that quick save I just made and make it proportionally different so that it becomes perfect when this whole thing is done. Hey Eve, welcome back. Oh geez, I gotta bring these things in. As soon as we hit the atmosphere, time will slow down. Get these things in before they explode themselves. That would be bad. Let's turn off stability assist. And I'll see you on the other side. Okay, we have left Eve's atmosphere. And things look pretty good, actually. We have our trajectory about what we want. As close as we can really expect it. So now, at apoapsis, we want to get ourselves out of Eve's atmosphere, but only just. I don't think 422 meters per second is going to be enough to encounter Gilly. Now, it's all about waiting for a close approach with Gilly, which who knows how long that's going to take. Let's actually add our periapsis here. So at least get our little marker here in the right spot. Yeah, the crazy thing is each one of these burns, like, it's only 5 meters per second, but still, it's like, I need that meters per second. Hey again, Eve, how are you? Should probably have my solar panels out. That's some crazy looking texture going on there. All we care about is matching this thing together. Getting these two things to touch on the tangent. Right there. Right there. Perfect. Okay, now, if we add a maneuver here, Gilly is going to be over here. So if we start speeding up, which we're going to have to do anyway, and I would love to say that we're wasting Olberth effect, but let's face it, it's Gilly. We're not really going to get much Olberth effect at Gilly. 373 meters per second is going to get us an encounter with Gilly. That we will have to tweak in some way. So, let's head back out there. Yeah, here's an interesting difference between what the game says and what... let's see. I want to actually be aiming prograde, though. Between what the game says and what Kerbal Engineer says. The game thinks that we're going to be burning for 2 minutes and 51 seconds. But we actually don't even have 2 minutes and 51 seconds worth of fuel in our tank. We're actually probably going to be burning closer to 2 minutes and 10 seconds or so. So at 1 minute, I think is when I'm going to hit the gas. Minute and 3 seconds. Why not? Okay, as we get closer here, I'm going to delete the maneuver node. And I'm just going to watch Gilly's marker come around. Which it's not doing because we haven't passed it yet. So let's go ahead and pass it first. Okay, now that should be close to behind us here. There we go. Now let's go back up. Now we're going to pull this thing around until it matches here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get into orbit around Gilly with the fuel we have. Okay, Gilly. Show us what we look like here. Now, we can't get too close either, because the map of Gilly and actual Gilly are two totally different things. It's going to take 83 meters per second, and we have 44. What can we do with 44? Basically nothing. Dang it. We might still be able to do it. I have faith. And if it all else fails, the three of you can hop out and get yourselves down to Gilly. I have an idea of how to get this thing in orbit around Gilly, and we're going to try it now. Close the alarm and unpause. Now, what we're going to do is right here, I'm going to start doing my retrograde burn. The reason being, it's going to take a while. Because what we're going to do here is we have 44 meters per second of fuel. We need to do about 40. We need to get down to the point where this is only going to take, I should say, let's do this. We need to get down to the point where this is only going to take 40 meters per second of fuel. So we have 10 left. Or so we have 5 left. And if it's not too hard, I would like to keep it all because I still think we can land with 40 meters per second of fuel if we do things right. So let's get 3 minutes out. Okay, engineer 23, you are on the docket. Oh wait, first of all, we need to aim this guy prograde. Probably should have done this first. Meanwhile, 23, get yourself going here. So now, if you push on this, with all your might, oh boy, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. There we go. So we're going to burn down to 2 units of fuel and see what that does for us. Okay, I'm going to burn him down to 1 unit, and we're going to see what happens. Yeah, but see, our orbit meters per second are going down ridiculously slow. So this is a wasted effort. Because we need to get this down to about 60 or so. And it's just not going to happen. Not in the time we need it to happen. Yeah, we got to send a rescue crew for you guys. Yay! Well, let's go ahead and see what that means. From Kerbin to Eve. From now, let's add an alarm for that. Kerbin to Eve is in a year and 109 days. You guys are stuck out here for a year. I am so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I suck. As usual, I try to do everything with paper thin margins, and it burns me. And not only that, but I'm done playing because I need to get this thing up day after tomorrow. So, and I don't have any time to play until like after the weekend's over. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed playing it. I'll keep an eye on these guys to make sure they don't get flung out of the system, although I don't think Gilly has that potential. Until next time, when I guess we're probably going to be launching this Eve to Jewel window is now garbage. We'll probably eventually be launching to Jewel. So hopefully next time I'll have my Jewel, whatever that ship name was, fixed and able to send people out there. And then we need a resupply run to Duna, and then we're gonna finally do Eve. So yay! I hope you enjoy watching this. I enjoyed playing it. I'm Fifth Horseman, and I will, as always, talk at you later.